All right, it is quite literally time to knock the cobwebs off of this go-kart. So this is a Margate Knight K3, so this is a 206 series kart. So what that means is it's the class specification that it runs in. The 206 karts run a relatively hard compound tire, which is a good thing because the tires last a whole season no problem. And they use a Briggs & Stratton LO206 engine. So this is a sealed engine, but it's a 4-stroke, lower horsepower, so another thing that lasts all season. It's not like the high-strung 2-stroke karts where you gotta rebuild the engine every race. These last like a whole season, no problem. Because of that, this kart class is super, super competitive and therefore growing very quickly because it's competitive and affordable. So I chose to go with the Margate Knight kart because they have a lot of local support at my local track. This is pretty much all they run. They had amazing support when I was asking them a bunch of different questions and trying to figure stuff out. They do a ton of chassis development. They're always improving stuff. It's just a really good, proven kart. And I feel like if you're gonna get into something like this, it's a pretty affordable sport to be in, and you might as well get something that's gonna give you the best you possibly can. And that's the reason why I decided to move into 206 kart, because they are like a step up from rental karts. They're not much more power, but they're about half the weight, and they're about 10 seconds a lap faster on a minute lap. They're way more fun to ride, I'll tell you that much. So when I decided to do that, I was like, I want to get the best kart I can. I don't want to be limited by kart. I don't want it to be, oh, I got this old chassis, it's not good enough. I want it to be all me, not the kart. Kart can't be blamed because we've got one of the best karts we can get, right? So that's one of the things I was really excited about moving into this, because with rental karts, there's a lot of variance and you can get a really bad kart or a really good kart and whatever. So taking that out of the equation and then being faster, I mean, it's going to be a ton of fun. And I'm really, really excited to race this thing. But right when we got it is when I started going out of state to Texas to Lone Star events to compete in Pro-Am, and it was like every event that was a race for these was the same event as a Lone Star or major out-of-state drift event that I couldn't miss. And finally, the out-of-state stuff's calmed down. We have a race we can go to, so that's what we're gonna do. We've got some mods to do this thing. We need to make sure it's in tip-top shape and working order, and then we're gonna go race it. I'm excited. Are you? I don't know, probably not as excited as I am. Okay, so first step is gonna be to make sure it still runs. It should, but it has been quite a while. So we're gonna block it up just because it's kind of like a constant velocity thing. When we start it, it's gonna wanna move. We don't want it running off the bench here. So it's gonna prime our fuel system. Got fuel up to the pump. Put it into the car. There we go. Look how smooth those bearings are. Freaking ripping. Okay, so that might have seemed a little unsafer than it was. Basically, with the way the clutch is set up, once the tires are on the ground, it doesn't really go anywhere until you give it gas. The centrifugal clutch grabs and then you go. So, I mean, it's still a little sketchy to do that. I forgot that they spun so fast with them in the air, but whatever. It's done. It runs. That's important. That's what we need to know. We don't have much of that older gas left in there. We'll put fresh gas in for the race, but I just wanted to get it running on that, make sure everything was good there. So we do have some mods to do, including a digital gauge cluster, but USPS kind of screwed me on that, and it's not here. So while we're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and get all the body panels on, get everything cleaned up, make sure everything else is in good working order. All right, I don't know for sure if I can fit it in the truck with these body panels. I think it's going to be close, man. I guess we can pop one on and find out. It'd just be easier to have less to do tomorrow at the race. If I could just throw these, throw the cart in the truck, pull it out of the truck, be ready to go. These are pretty easy to put in though. Okay, I'm not convinced that it's gonna fit with these side panels, so we're just gonna keep them off till the race. We'll get the front bumper on and all that other stuff. We'll just throw these on at the track. Front bumper's on, then we can pop on this guy. All right, we got the front end assembled. Now we can move on to getting the steering wheel on. safety wired up here. I need to get some safety wire pliers. I do not have those. And I installed I installed the steering wheel upside down. Let's try that again. So these carts, there's different weight classes. So I'm gonna be in the heavyweight class, which is 390 pounds for the cart and the person combined. So the cart is around, should be 170 to 180, depending. I don't know exactly how much it weighs. Should be in that range. And then I am around 200 pounds, up between 195 and 205, depending on the time. So to get us up to the weight spec, we need to add some weight. So I splurged a little bit and got these like rubber coated weights, but they have to be white as per the class rules so they can be seen. They're lead weights. We've got the nice countersunk hardware because we're gonna mount them to the seat. At most I should need 15. I might need 20 depending on my weight. I'm a little concerned about that. We have 15. We might only need 5, so I'm gonna go ahead and put all 3 on, all 15 pounds, and then that way, worst case, we can take one off if we need to. But that should cover us, so we gotta start figuring out how to get these mounted. So obviously, we want the lowest center of gravity possible, so we're gonna wanna put these as low as possible. So I'm gonna try to kind of map out where I'm gonna put them on the seat, and I wanna leave enough room for a 4th one if I need it. That wasn't too bad to drill through. Jesus, I only need to clamp a little harder than that. Boom. 1 down, 2 to go. All right, I got all the weights on. I'm really glad I splurged and got these rubber coated weights with the nice hardware. The hardware perfectly matches the seat. It's just such a nice cart. I couldn't just put some janky rough cut lead on here, spray painted white. So, I mean, it really wasn't that much more to get these. So anyway, like I said, we got all 3 on. Hopefully we don't need more than that. If we do, hopefully we can get some at the track. That would be pretty disappointing, but we'll find out. I don't think we'll need more than that. I don't think I'm that skinny. So I do need to clean up all these lead shavings. That way Ben doesn't walk out here barefoot and get a shard of lead in his foot, because I'm sure that probably wouldn't be good. Your blow-by catch can for your oil, and then a fuel catch can. So after the race, you want to drain your fuel bowl, pull the drain screw, let it fill up, and then we'll just dump this whole bottle. All right, now we just need to fill her up with some fresh oil, hopefully pick up our digital dash and get that thing installed. Well, it feels like a freaking miracle that we actually got this thing, man. This was quite the debacle getting this thing. So basically, it was signature required, which I didn't know. So they tried to deliver it. I got here like 5 minutes after they tried to deliver it. So I set it up to be help for pickup, but I was a little concerned that that wasn't gonna work out. So I stayed here the next day and was here all morning just to make sure that I would be here when they came by. They came by, never rang the doorbell or anything, and left me another note that I missed the delivery. So we went and got it this morning. We can put it on. Oh! So this thing is a lap timer. It's got RPM. It does have cylinder head temp, but it seems like most people don't run it because you're not allowed to make any jetting changes in this class anyway. And it brings the spark plug up some out of the cylinder, and you can lose some compression. So we'll probably just have it as basically, you know, lap timer, RPM, and things like that. So yeah, let's see what we got here. Battery. All right, so this should be pretty easy. We just got to mount this with 1 bolt, run our tack wire, and get this tack wire set up. Looks so professional. Got a freaking digital dash on my go-kart. All right, we got our tack wire routed. All right, tire pressures are set. Oh, I'm so excited to race this thing today, man. All right, we are pretty much ready. I mean, everything's done. Oil change is done, tires are checked. We got our Micron 5 on here. I think we're about ready to go. Let's get this thing loaded up. All right, show of hands, who sees this going well? I think I can get it down the same way I put it up here. That wasn't too bad. This thing's pretty light, so it's not too hard to move around. Got it. All right, we got the cart in here. Man, it looks so snazzy back here. I love seeing it in this thing. This has honestly become my favorite daily I've ever had. For those of you who don't know, it's a Chevy 1500, but it's got a 6-liter and a 4L80 out of a 2500, so it's pretty peppy. I love it. I love it. It rides so good, drives nice, comfortable, drives like a car, but practicality of a truck. I absolutely love this truck. Can't wait to turbo it. But anyway, it looks snazzy back here. Everything went well. It's amazing. Look at all these love bugs. Can you see them? Holy hell. Can you see them? I don't know if you guys can. They're swarming right now. You gotta love Florida, man. Freaking love bugs, dude. Look at this. Before we go, we're about to go racing, but before we go, check this out. This is our oil drum. That's all love bugs. That's piles of them. I mean, there's probably 1,000 love bugs right there. For those of you who don't know what love bugs are, they fly around mating. They're mating together and they're flying around the whole time. I think the story goes they were designed by some school and then they kind of like got out of control because they just breed all the time, and here we are. They get all over your windshield. It's bad. It's bad. They don't sting or bite or anything like that. They're just annoying. All right, let's head to the track and go do some racing, guys. All right, we made it. All right, we're all unloaded at the track. So the cart was a lot lighter than I thought, and I ended up taking the weights off and going down to the medium class instead of being in the heavyweight class. Kind of ironic, because I'm like the perfect weight to run no weights and be in the medium class. I would have had to add like 20 pounds to be in the heavy class. So we're gonna try that out. I'll be about 5 pounds over with my helmet and suit and all that stuff, but should be good. Everything's ready, I think. All set up. There's a good bit of people here. All right, so I don't have a ton of faith that I'll be very fast today because I'm gonna have to kind of relearn how to ride this cart. It's totally different than what I'm used to with the rentals. A lot faster, a lot more grip, a lot nimbler with the steering. Like, you have to put minimal inputs basically. Brakes are way more sensitive. Basically, I can drive a rental cart at its limit, but I am not to the point of being able to drive this at its limit. All right, so I neglected to clean my carb after the last race, or I drained the fuel out of it, but I should have, for it sitting as long as it did, I should have tried to get all the fuel out of it. So I think it's gummed up, so I gotta pull this thing off and clean it, because it just wouldn't rev past like 4,000, 5,000 RPM. Okay, well, it's been a bit of a mad rush. My car wasn't running right, the air fuel mixture screw was off. Oh, that's way better. tidy it up through there. It'll be a lot faster. Alright, well, it turned out my carburetor was not gummed up. It was actually beautifully clean in there. My air fuel mixture adjustment screw was off, so I fixed that. But in the process of taking the carb apart, I lost the float needle that basically closes off the fuel. I had to go buy one. Luckily, they have a bunch of parts for these here. So I picked one of those up, fixed that, running great. Now it's just up to me to get the hang of it. It's just everything happens so much faster than on a rental cart. You know, the cart, they have so much more grip, so much more acceleration. It's like I'm just too late on everything. I'm turning in too late, and then I turn in too aggressive, and it just compounds. So it's all on me. The cart's there, the cart can do it. It's just about me. Josh had an issue. He like broke an axle, and they were able, we're all able, everyone pitched in by the end to get it back together. So he's going out for the senior race right now. So that's good. Like seconds to spare for him. So 2 races, 2 other classes, I think, and then we're up again. Oh, there he is. Must be missing something. Super fun though, super fun. Exhausting fun. Oh, also, I have my mic set up in my helmet, but it's just, there's too much for me to talk. Like, it's too intense. I mean, the G-forces you pull on these carts, I don't know what it is, but it's a lot. And then trying to focus, and I mean, it's so much faster than it looks, you know? It's crazy. It's so fun though. So fun. I'm gonna try to talk, but I gotta figure out how to race it first. All right, we're going out for the first race. Should be interesting. Still learning the cart. The cart's a lot better than I am, more or less. So we just gotta figure the cart out, and we'll do okay. If I can get to the comfort level that I'm at in the lead carts in this, I should be doing pretty good.
Oh God, yeah.
All right, we're going out for race number 2. The guy who took me off somehow ended up in the back. I didn't say anything other than to my friends about it. I didn't go complain to anybody, but well, that sucks. At least it'll give me some time to learn the kart a little better. I just want to catch up to the guy who took me off last time, but it's highly unlikely. I got a long way to go. Definitely go faster through there. Getting it figured out. I picked up a good bit of time down in the 43s now. Or no, I think that's where I was. Never mind. Holy cow, man. That's a freaking workout, I'll tell you that much. Oh, I am beat. Oh, holding your neck up. Oh, yeah. These things have so much grip. It's crazy. I think if I try to slow down just a little bit, I can go a bit faster. I'd be curious to see what my lap times are on there. Timing, because I don't think I recorded the track quite right on this thing.
Oh, her? My daughter?
I'm just inside knowing I was right there.
All right, well, I made it back from the track. Yesterday was awesome, man. The camaraderie was great. Everyone was so cool. I got to meet a lot of new people, make a lot of new friends, and, you know, a bunch of old friends from that I met through League Night and all of that stuff. Super awesome. I ended up hanging out a couple hours after with everyone shooting the bull. So I've got it all ready to be put away, but I do need to take the steering wheel off and the front fairing and stuff. That's how I slide it up under the shelf there. But I don't want to do that yet because I want to go to an owner's day sometime this week while everything's still fresh on my mind and really just drive the kart and try different stuff and really, you know, try to get more comfortable in it, because the kart is amazing. It's perfect. I mean, I didn't have to do anything to this thing. I messed up the air fuel mixture screw at some point. I don't know when I did that. Other than that, like, the kart ran perfect. I didn't have to touch it. I just got on it and rode it. And I mean, it drives so well. I just have to learn how to push it to its limits and find its limits and go past them and dial it back and all of that stuff, which is super exciting to me. I have like the best tool possible at my disposal. You know, it's all on me, and that progression of starting kind of from the bottom, you know, and working your way up, and it's every step when you're new to something is huge. You know, it's like your progress is big, and to me that's the most fun part. I really love that. And I mean, it's surprising how much different this is than a rental kart. You know, I can normally place in the top 3, sometimes win rental kart races, and there's people who race these there, but when we're out racing these, they destroy me. You know, they're 10 positions ahead of me, some of them, you know, because it's so different. I mean, you might look at this kart and think, like, oh, it's just a 9 horsepower thing. Why wouldn't you get a shifter kart, 2-stroke, whatever? I mean, even this kart is so fast with good tires and white chassis with 9 horsepower. I can't drive it at its limits, and I have done tons of rental karting. You know, so I think if you're looking into getting into karting, you might want to reevaluate and think about getting a 206 kart because they're super affordable to run. And they might not seem like they're that fast, but they're fast, man. You're probably pulling close to 2 Gs in this thing. It's crazy. And I would highly suggest the Margay chassis. I've looked at a bunch of different ones, and in my opinion, by far the Margay offers the most. If you're local, the track Bushnell, my local track, they have a bunch of these that have been used for like a race or two for sale for pretty cheap locally. So definitely check that out if you're interested in getting one of these. I absolutely love it. I think this is an amazing sport. If you want to do wheel-to-wheel racing, I think this is the cheapest, most fun way to do it. But anyway, enough of me rambling. I'm just excited, and I can't wait to race this thing more this year. It was so much fun, and I just can't wait to get dialed in and try to work my way to the front of the pack. So I hope to see you guys for those videos, but for now, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye. Just look at how beautiful that thing is. Okay, bye.